All right, my name is Hannah Bickley, and I'm doing my presentation. I titled it Working in a Behaviorist Classroom with a Constructivist Heart. And this presentation was inspired by my experience working in a kindergarten classroom. I just got hired on as a kindergarten teaching assistant in the David Douglas School District at Lincoln Park Elementary. And within the first week of working there, I realized that I have been placed with a teacher who has extremely different views on what I find to be best for students as far as teaching methods go. He is, I'm noticing, very behaviorist method, kind of, he favors that style. And my first week training there, they had presentations that we had to attend, and it was basically all on something called scripted teaching, which is, well, it's centered around that, reading intervention programs that we had to learn about, which I'll be made to implement with these kids. And what those are looks like for instance, I'll show you an example of what I have to read from. It's literally scripted out, so you say, every sentence that you're supposed to say is literally on the page, and then you point to the letter, and they're supposed to parrot it back to you. So I spent 5 days learning about different techniques involving that, and I just felt like that's exactly the style of teaching that I don't agree with. I feel like I believe in experiential learning. This is annoying. Sorry, the screen just left.
Oh, that's mine.
Oh, shit. Okay. Anyways, so I don't know if you can zoom in on this. I have a couple of video clips of scripted kind of teaching. I think this one's pretty short. Does it work if you hit play? Yeah. Oh, how do you get sound?
The sound might not be on the side.
Ooh. I'm learning as I go.
Oh, no, that's not it.
Well, okay, so the teacher basically just has students sit, and there's even hand motions that they teach you to do. So when you say something, you go like this, and when you want them to speak, you go like this. And it reminded me a lot of teaching dog tricks. Like, it just, yeah. So that's one piece that I have a problem with. And then also in the classroom, the teacher is very much into reward-punishment kind of tactics, which I don't know if there's other ways of doing it, because I've never experienced that. But in his classroom, he does a lot of shaming. So if a child does something that he doesn't like, he'll point it out to the whole class. And the first day, one kid was crying. He called him a baby in front of everybody, and asked the class if that's what we do in school. Do we behave like babies? Basically making fun of this child. And then at the end of the day, the teacher asked me, he's like, I hope you don't think I'm too hard on them. And I didn't know what to say, because I don't know what the answer is. And I think that's what this workshop is for me, is I want to have people talk about that. Like, what are the options for classroom management? Do we have to treat kids this way in order to get our point across, or to keep things moving forward? And I kind of want to explore that in my presentation, and have people break out into groups and maybe do role-playing to see, how we could work with kids in a different way. And also for me as a teacher, how can I work together with this other teacher who obviously has very different views, and how can we come together in a way that best suits the kids? And then on this presentation, I also give an example of what the day looks like. I noticed that he doesn't have any hands-on activities at all. It's all lecture, and these kids are 5, sitting on the ground for hours at a time, and they're bored out of their minds, and I'm bored out of my mind. And so I just want to kind of come up with a plan in this workshop of what would an ideal day look like, what kind of activities would we do with kids to get them engaged. So that basically sums up my main points of this presentation. That's it.